Ahoy, this is Jason now with Wook Wranglers. We're here at Mountain Music Festival in New River Gorge, Virginia. I'm here with Jessica Rosen of Really Good Shit, and she stopped by today to talk to us about cockroach poop?
Yes.
Question mark?
It is cockroach
Jessica,
poop.
thanks for sitting in with us today.
Thank you for having me.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm wonderful.
Have a good time this
I
weekend?
did.
Lovely. Tell us a little bit about your spiel.
So I am a cockroach farmer, which I swear is a thing. They're not pest roaches. They're good roaches. There's like 20,000 species of roaches on this planet that we are like spinning around on. We're like flying through the universe. And only 3 of them are bad, and that's the one that everybody knows about. Mine come from the rainforest of Central and South America, and their job there is to eat decaying plant matter and recycle those nutrients back into the soil.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a very good thing. And that's what makes their poop so awesome, because it's literally recycled plant matter. So for about 6 years ago, 2016, I started working with them, and I started selling them live as reptile food. And I had a lot of them because reptiles eat a lot of bugs. And I started having to do something with this shit so I could lift up these heavy ass bins, and I started dumping it in my compost pile. And all this crazy green shit started growing out of it, and I was like, oh, that's not garbage. I need to package that, and I need to bring that to my friends at the festivals who grow cannabis and other awesome fruits and veggies and whatever. But I mostly market it to cannabis because that's where it's going to do the most good. That's where the high quality organic fertilizer solutions are needed. I don't even call it fertilizer. I call it garden food.
Garden food.
Garden food. It is garden food for healthy soil and vigorous plant growth. You know, dirt is not like this thing that you make. Dirt already exists, and it's alive, and most of what it's made out of is bug and worm poop and then a bunch of microbes that like do their thing and make everything grow green and pretty. So this is a piece of rainforest soil that you add to your already existing regimen of growing your things that you grow, and it adds microbes to the soil, which aid in the decomposition of organic matter. It also adds chitin, which is a cell wall builder. So my clients are getting explosive plant growth, like up to 3 times quicker plant growth. And these are the guys that are like already growing the best pot that are telling me like, what the fuck is this shit? And I'm like,
Already got the best
yeah,
stuff going.
yeah, they already have the best stuff going on, and they're like, what the fuck is this? Like, it's really good shit. It's cockroach poop. But it is, because it's literally a piece of rainforest soil. So the chitin gives that explosive plant growth, so they're seeing tighter, denser buds, thicker stems, increased terpene production, and because it makes the plant grow stronger, it also has natural pest repellent properties, so they're not seeing any more aphids and mites. And just the waste itself, the frass. So like, frass is bug poop, like guano's bat poop.
Frass. Vocab. Frass.
F-R-A-S-S.
Frass.
Is bug poop. So there's all sorts of different types of frass out there, and the quality of the frass and what it does for your plants depends on what those insects eat. Mine eat plant matter. So that's why it gets that explosive plant growth. And it also gives the signal, just by the frass being there, it gives the signal of a healthy insect community being present. So it gives off the signal of there being competition when it comes to pests wanting to come in and set up shop and take over your plants. So it's a natural pest repellent. It adds the microbes, it adds the chitin. So it's just overall good for growing some really good shit.
Frass.
Frass.
I like learning new words. Totally cool. What is your background? How did you get into that initially?
Well, the bugs just kind of fell in my lap, kind of organically. It was like out of nowhere. They just showed the fuck up. I don't know. I asked my cricket dealer if I get a lizard, and I was like, what is better than the current thing that's out there? And he was like, well, cockroaches. I was like, are you serious? And he said, cockroaches. And I looked into it. I was like, cockroaches. I was like, well,
Question mark?
you know, I went to school for environmental science. I worked with insects in a laboratory setting. I studied them. I did field samples, and I was like, people want a lot of these roaches. I was like, I can totally start a cockroach farm. And then that's what I did. I started a cockroach farm, and that was in 2016, and it's turned into this. So I started working with them live, selling them as live insects. And then the last 4 years since I started really like heavily working with the frass, I've been transitioning into that being, you know, the main thing that I work with the bugs.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'm the only one in the country that I know of at this point.
Niche.
That uses this specific species waste as fertilizer, as garden food. I'm the only one that works with the waste of this specific species. There's other frass out there that you'll see out there, and they're all good. They're all important. I'm not trying to replace other things. Yeah, but this is mine, because You know, how many different kind of bugs are on the ground? All of their shit's important.
They're frass.
Yeah,
Please.
they're frass.
Let's
all of their
frass
is important.
Very cool. I do love how it was like serendipitous almost.
Yeah.
Like you turn around and you're like, oh, what's happening here? This is happening. You know, and then that was that avenue.
Yeah, and you know, I feel like I'm a steward of this species. They're from the rainforest of Central and South America. They're from the Amazon. You know, they're home burned a couple years ago.
Cockroach wrangler.
I am a cockroach wrangler. That's exactly that's what I spend a lot of my time doing is wrangling cockroaches.
Get back here, you scamp.
I am a cockroach wrangler.
They don't even want to escape. They're like, this is cool.
But they, you know what? They really don't. If they like kind of like, and they don't like fly. They don't climb smooth surfaces, so it's easy to keep them contained.
You're happy.
Usually it's my fault when they get out because like I'm just not careful and shaking them off with their egg flats and shit, and they like kind of go everywhere and whatever. But I always find them. They got like little spots at the concrete, and they're like, put us back in the bin where there's food.
I'm eating dinner at your house. I'm like,
no, they don't come upstairs. And I have like a whole thing, like I have like the appropriate area around their home, around their space in my house. Like I have that like a different temperature, so they are deterred from traveling elsewhere.
They like it right there.
Yeah, if they come up into like the regular part of my house, it's usually because they hitched a ride on my clothes because I was working with them.
Right. Well, that's cute. You know, some guys go to the beach with like the parrot on their shoulder. You're like, oh,
here's my pet cockroach.
A little choke chain.
I went to a festival, was it 2 years ago? I went to the festival because it was a halfway point between my house and picking up a cockroach colony. So I went on Friday and I stayed Friday night at the festival. Saturday drove the rest of the way to pick up the roaches and came back to the festival with the roaches. And like their screens were not so great on the bins that I was using, and they were like all over the inside of my box.
Oh.
But they're friendly. I mean, you know.
That would freak out a normal person.
Yeah, it kind of freaked out some of the people.
You're like, oh, that's okay.
I said, this girl's like, you want to come see my cockroaches? She's like, sure. And I open it up, and they're like, oh, there. I'm like, oh, no. She's like, oh my God.
Too much, too fast.
She's like, you told me they weren't loose.
Oh, they're loose.
But like, I keep them in bins. You know what I mean? It's not like I have a cockroach farm, but it's not like they just kind of like, they're not free range cockroaches.
Oh, yeah.
They have tubs. I use 35-gallon tubs. Yeah, so I just
free range cockroach.
yeah, I just moved to expand.
What's the next step?
Free range. Well, I mean, they are kind of free range. They got their bin, they got their water, they got their food.
Yeah, you gotta have the way to catch the frass.
Yeah, well, and right now I gotta collect the frass. So 4 years ago, I developed the process to do that, to collect, harvest, process, preserve, and package their poop, so I could bring it here to events like this to connect with the people that cannabis belongs with, because those are the ones who are growing in the way that like really. You get the best use of frass. You know, it's for growing methods like permaculture, zero-till, living soil, composting, putting compost. Like, this stuff's insane. So a quarter cup is good for 20 gallons of soil. So a pound mixes into 200 gallons of soil. You put it in compost tea, it goes even further because that stuff gets even more concentrated, and you dilute it again. There's this guy who's got this Whirlpool compost tea brewer thing, and he puts my shit in it, and he's like, I only need like a quarter of what everybody else uses because I put it in my Whirlpool. And you know what? You can go buy the Whirlpool compost tea brewer from this guy in
Jamie's
New York.
got a KitchenAid. The camera woman has a KitchenAid.
Yeehaw!
Yeah, it's kind of, I guess it's like a KitchenAid. I don't know. It's like this really cool thing.
I'm a layman.
I did Canafest a couple weeks ago, and I show up and like, there's like 3 booths around me, and they're like, we're selling plants that we're growing with your shit. I'm like, fuck yeah. You know, I got my shit in your tea brewer, in my tea brewer thing over here. Can I make you a prototype?
Absolutely.
Can you like take my tea brewer around with you and like show them how to use the shit? I was like, fuck yeah, please give me a tea. Please give me a tea brewer. Plant. Yeah, yes, absolutely. Because you know, I do my best to learn as much as I can about the actual, you know, the soil science. I do have a base in that. My thing is the insects, and I really focus on that. You know, and I really love the feedback that I get from the growers in terms of the really innovative ways that they're able to use it, that they're able to like extrapolate it. I mean, it's going into mushrooms, especially like lion's mane and what's the other one? Reishi, that are grown on compost. So it gets a lot of use there. Anything that you put compost in, anything that can benefit from plant nutrients. It does have microbes in it, but I mean, if you sterilize that stuff, you don't have the microbes anymore, and you still have the nutrients available, depending on what you're doing with it. So there's all sorts of options for it, and it's super concentrated. Like a little bit goes a long way. Like to compare to other frass that's out there, from what I know of, it's usually a pound for 2 plants. So a pound for about 10 gallons of soil. pound of the waste that I work with, it's they're black dubia roaches, which are like a common thing in the reptile industry.
Okay.
People have reptiles. If you have lizards and you feed them dubia, those are the bugs that I'm working with. So we got
We're having an interview.
Hey,
You're an angel, Benjamin. I loved you.
I love you, my friend. I'll see you around.
You will.
Please excuse
Travel safe.
the
That was
interruption.
Benjamin. Good people. Good people.
I forget where I was. Something
It's
about-
pretty cool how emergent the technology is and the science, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, you're like the point person on that.
I'm a
That's
cockroach free expert.
pretty cool.
I have fun with it.
It was very cool to meet you here this weekend in West Virginia. What are the plans in the near future?
So I will be at Cairo next weekend, which will be my first festival out in Ohio with my shit. And then I'm also doing Get Down this summer, which is in Pennsylvania, and freaking awesome. We got 2 nights of catnip. And New York State Harvest Fest is my big one. Damn Sam's Harvest Fest. If you guys have never been there, it's fucking amazing, and it's in October. That's my big one every year that I do. So there are lots of fun events coming up this summer. Also be at Weekend of Bertha's in Delaware with my stand. There's a couple others. I don't
So
know.
check her out.
There's a whole
A lot
bunch.
of opportunities. to
Come get
go
some really good shit.
learn more about it.
Yes. And my goal is to get it to the growers that cannabis belongs with. You know, isn't getting corporatized or factorized or any of that shit. Like on the website, you can find me at a festival where this community is, because this is where it belongs.
This
It
is it.
belongs with the people that cannabis belongs with, and that's where it's all going to. You can put it on your veggies too. You know, you can put it on other things.
Yeah.
It's good for all plants. I try to get as much of it as I can to the growers that cannabis belongs
Sure.
with. That's where it does the most good. That's where it's the most appreciated.
I like
Yeah.
to smoke cannabis myself.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Right.
it's better. That's
Well, and
good
look,
for me.
who's going to have the best cannabis at the end of the day? People with the best fertilizer solutions. People are going to the best. And I don't want
That
to say
math checks
fertilizer
out.
because that has like a chemical connotation to it.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Right? No, the organic growing solutions.
Organic growing solutions. Nice.
That might be a new thing now.
Where'd
Organic
you get
growing
that pretty
solutions.
dress
You
at?
just said,
Oh.
whoa, cameraman interviewing? Holy cow.
This-
Stay in your lane.
This is a custom grandma trippy dress that she made.
Crushing. Oh yeah?
Cindy Lou Who, if you know her, she makes an amazing beautiful tie-dye. She puts all sorts of like fun magical energy into it.
It's very pretty.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Well, and we do appreciate you giving us a few minutes.
Thank you.
And it was super nice to meet you.
It was nice meeting you too.
Give me a hug.
Thank you
Holy
for
dug it. We will definitely see you down the line.
Oh yeah. I'm not going nowhere.
No
Come
doubt.
find me.
No
I
doubt.
got my hippie boss, so I saw my cockroach poop out.
Yeah. Yeah. Next you know, you'll be paying me $12 an hour to help out at the festival. You know, that's what I do. Hey, thanks everybody. This is Jay Nell, Wook Wranglers, Jessica Rosen?
Rosen.
Rosen, that's what I said, Rosen. So we're signing off. Thanks again. We'll see you in the future. Believe what you want.